Hey, we're live for we'll count down to the finish.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Gotta do it sideways. Good evening.
I almost have the right profile.
Yeah, we both get get the chin going.
Right? Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow, it feels like, I don't know, several hours since I talked to you.
Right.
On the Odd Music Show this morning. So
yeah. Always a
day. Yeah, we had a good time. It was we had Sean Forney joining us, talking some Kickstarter. Now we're here for the countdown and good time. And Scott's out eating all the places we want to eat at. So
yeah, so jealous of Scott right now.
Yeah,
but he didn't get to go last time when we went. So I mean, turnabout's fair play, right? So
no, we should be there.
No. Screw that. We should be there too.
Yeah. Well, we'll be there in a couple months. So
yeah, no matter what, June's going to happen one way or the other. So
yep. And already got the rates for looking at that, and like excited to go out there. We're gonna have a good time again, and hopefully we'll hit some of the comic shops again like we did last time if we have time.
Yeah,
so,
that was.
If not, it'd be nice to have a con. But I haven't seen anything from them. So
no, I think they're gonna have to fight and volley for any spot to get into the convention center, since Vegas will be one of the few places that probably will open up. So I think a lot of shows are going to move that's in that area are going to move to Vegas, whether they were going to or not, just because of the availability. So we'll see. I mean, I hope. I'm anxious to get back out west and just see some of our friends. So
yeah, same way. We'll see Matt out there. And then all the great people that work at South Point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's check in and see where we're at right now on the Kickstarter. We got about 25 minutes to go. You can still sign in and help support this great project, but we're at 2739.
Yeah, had a nice couple days.
Yeah, 76 backers. We jumped up a little bit today from this morning, so very cool. And we got 24 minutes to go, so real excited about that. And
there's still a possibility, a little over $250, we can get to that third stretch goal.
Yeah.
So anyone listening that has money or is like, I'm going to get a stimulus check, let's spend it on comics.
Yes.
There you go. Let's go.
Yep. And this is a great one. $16. You can get issue 2 exclusive cover, unsigned, and the regular cover if you want both covers. Heck, $10. You can get the exclusive cover as well as for $8 get the regular. So it's not a whole lot of money to invest into getting a great comic. And then of course with the add-ons, then you can add on the first issue of Poe if you miss out on that.
Yeah.
But I was telling a guy I see it where I work when I'm working all the time, and he ended up supporting us on that. So thanks to Zane on
Fantastic.
that. But I told him, I said, hey, go on and check it out, and then make sure you check out so you can get issue 1, but you don't have to have issue 1 to enjoy issue 2.
Correct.
Because this isn't a ongoing series per se, but it is in some ways. But each one has the different stories, and each story is unique, and you're good that way. So.
Yeah, they're fun individual takes on the classic stories. There's a little bit of an undertone that is connecting some of the stories, but it's very, very, very minor. But I am trying to work a little bit of clues into a few stories that will link them together. But it's a great anthology, and if you're a Poe fan, you're going to love it. I'm super proud of it and excited and really happy with how issue 1 turned out. Excited for issue 2. In fact, I already was in contact with the printer today and got everything going. So even before the Kickstarter ends tonight, the printing is already underway. So
yeah, and that's the best thing about Bardstone is we want to make sure you get the books as soon as possible and not have to wait. And there's nothing wrong when you have to wait for certain projects. There's a lot of great ones out there because they're still working on them, but we're trying to keep this momentum going here since we can't be at the conventions with you yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, and we talked about it a lot in the podcast today. You know, the benefit, the good thing that came out of the, what was 2020 and so far this year is the time when you're not, packing up and driving everywhere, doing conventions, doing fan art, doing a bunch of different things. You get to concentrate on projects like this, and I'm super happy about that. So I'm trying to be as humanly productive as possible at the time I've got. And Scott's working me like a crack in the whip. But I am only 2 pages away from being done with Crimson Shadows 2. Super happy about that. Really excited. I can't wait for people to get to see that. And then the obvious epilogue. Took a little bit of time off to do the cover for issue 2, Crimson Shadows. So things are coming along really well. I'm super excited for this. This obviously is going to be a success. Then we're going to have Crimson Shadows 2 launching in 3 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah,
4 weeks?
4 weeks. I forget the exact date. Scott mentioned it, but it's going to be in April. It'll be an April start date. And then I think it's just after Easter. So I think it's that Wednesday after Easter. So probably the 7th.
April 7th.
Yeah.
I have the card right here. Look at that.
There. Let me pull you up full screen here. And
here we go.
There we go.
Yes. Scott was so great and got me some of these great cards with our schedule and the whole 9 yards. So everybody that's back in the book is going to get one of these with the cover to issue number 2 that Scott drew, and a list of all the books that are coming out, and even the past books. So you're getting an idea of the entire Bardstone collection, what has already been launched and successful, and what is coming in the near future.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's I'm really excited about that. So we're chugging along really well. So our goal is to have Crimson Shadows 2 out, Kickstarter launching in April. So we'll end. He'll probably end it. I don't know if he did 3 or 4 weeks. So end of April, early May, and then hopefully Poe 3 will be end of summer if things go well and I can keep on track. So it's been a great year, and then potential to have Boomtown Scabs out at the end of the year.
I'm working on it, trying to get it done, and
fantastic,
and doing some pages here and there, trying it when I can, and I got to start lettering on Crimson Shadows 2.
Yes,
so I can get all that done. So, and I've heard, what's her name that's doing the flats?
Shara,
and.
Yes. I know Scott said that she had done some stuff. So while I was loading some stuff today, and I saw that he had saved the flats, the first 10 pages, and they look great. Even just her flats, the art looks amazing. So Scott goes in and does the final, the coloring, but just her flats, and she's even just the flat colors she's picking to do and tell the story is fantastic. There is no way to oversell how important the flats are in the coloring process, and how much time that takes, and how much of an art it really is. It takes a lot to get that done, and it speeds the process up so much for Scott and myself, and it enables us to get these books out. So we're super happy that she's on board doing this. Super happy with what Sean's done for me for this book, and he's doing a cover for issue number 2. I got to see the preview for that. I think you saw it too.
Yeah, it looks great. Crimson Shadows 2 will have a Sean Forney exclusive cover. It's great to have him joining us again as a part of a Bardstone project.
Yeah.
So, and then, but this one we've got Jay Fife involved on issue 2 of Poe Macabre.
Yeah. So in this, I was lucky enough to have Jay Fife. He did Annabelle Lee. Great story. It was fun. I did the colors for that, and Sean did the cover. So had a couple good guest artists, and I had someone I can't remember his name wrote one of the books, one of the stories, Dream Within a Dream. Some guy. So
yeah, some dude.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. Brett did. Brett, I loved what you did with Dream Within a Dream in this, and loved illustrating that. So I'm super happy, and I actually had to format the pages. They changed up the formatting request for the printer, so I had to go back and redo all the pages. Simple enough, but and I loaded them all together, and then I just thought I'd load everything. So I actually got to look at issue 1 and 2 all together as one collection,
Mhm.
and it really made me excited. So I can't wait for 3, and then to be able to put that all together. I'm really looking forward to that entire collection, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to present these Poe stories to everybody.
Oh,
So
it's been
thanks.
exciting. I loved being a part of it, and I talked about when I wrote the story for Dream Within a Dream. It was just reading through the poem, and the imagery just started really flowing. And I think it's funny is I think other people have had similar views of it, but not to the level I took it. But but I was flipping through Facebook or something the other day, and I saw, if you remember, Vanessa Angel, actress, been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
She was in the Spies Like Us when she was like 18, so that's back in the 80s, and she's done a ton of stuff since then. But she was posted a picture of herself on the beach, and she quoted "Dream Within a Dream."
Ah, nice.
And the other thing I was going, oh, okay, so are you the mermaid, or are you?
Right, right, right. Yeah.
So I was like, huh, if this becomes a live action, I'd love to see this get all turned into a live action show or movie or something like that, where they take all the stories we've done with Poe and that you've done and turn them into live action. Because I think it'd be hilarious. It'd be like a great creep show.
What I thought would be the most fun is taking a little bit of an animated story, because I wanted a little bit of a creep show, Tales from the Crypt vibe. So I've got Red, from Mask of the Red Death. Not that that's much of a secret, as the narrator. So Red is introducing you and bringing you into every book, but he pops up every now and then, if you notice in some of the stories. And then he's going to have his feature story in issue number 3. The Mask of the Red Death is the main story in issue 3. But then the whole plan is to collect them all, and then the trade will have a individual story that you only can get in the trade. One of my favorites, and I always say it's wrong, say the name wrong. The Curious Case of M. Velasco. It's basically a zombie story.
Okay.
And it's a very intriguing story. So that story there kind of ties everything together. So I'm really excited for that. That's actually one of the first ones I laid out. It's going to be the last one that gets published, but it was probably the first one I actually laid out like 3 or 4 years ago, because I just always have loved and been enthralled by that story. So the idea of the way that to tell that in the comic form has always been in the back of my head, but I always knew I wanted that to be like the last thing. So
It's going to be a great ending to this initial series that you've done.
Yeah, and it's and it's just kind of a coincidence with what Scott wrote with Crimson Shadows being in the macabre, and in my vein of loving classic monsters and everything else. So, in the world that we're creating with that ties in a little bit with Poe. Will it tie in with Poe? Well, I don't know. Maybe it will. So it might just have a little bit of a tie, especially if there's zombies. So, but anyways, we'll go back to the. But it's just fantastic. So between Poe and Crimson Shadows. It's just I'm working in with all the characters and the genre I've always loved. So I couldn't be more excited. I mean, you know how it is. You get your dream gig or whatever, and you get to work for Marvel, but then they give you like the worst title or whoever, like, I don't want to draw space. I don't want to do this, So, to be able to be like, just to do, characters and stories that you're really passionate about is really just a fantastic opportunity.
Well, that's what I've always loved about being an independent creator and publishing my own comics is I do the stories I want to tell, have fun with them. You're not kind of locked in with the way that Marvel or DC or anybody is. So.
Right.
And that makes a big difference on kind of how things come out. And we know quite a few people that do their own stuff through the comics and or through the conventions and that. And you see things in independent comics. I mean, see some things I look at going, yeah, you really shouldn't have done that. But for the most part, you see stuff that's like,
Right.
It's like, that's really cool. And that's something you never would have got to see otherwise.
Yeah.
And, and the same thing with Poe. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. We see a lot of stuff at the shows based on Poe. And Poe Macabre, Master, when you first told us about it, I was like, man, nobody's doing anything like that.
Yeah, it's just, again, it was just something I really wanted to do, and you hit the nail on the head. It's I one of my favorite artists who just recently passed away is Richard Corbin, who's the Eerie Comics, and I mean, he did I think he illustrated over his 50, 60 year career, whatever. It was insane. He probably has illustrated every Poe story. I mean, in one way, shape, form, or another. And I probably have all of them. I mean, he's such an idol for me. I'm really bummed I never got the opportunity to meet him. But he really inspired me, and he did a collection of Poe stories for Marvel, which was kind of crazy because it was a little on the extreme side, but it was on the Max when they were doing Marvel Max series. And he did an entire series of those short stories. And I think I've read that book 100 times over. Absolutely. And loved it. Loved what he did. And I've always had that thought, like, if I want to, that's what I want to do. I want to take my own spin and modernize, the Poe stories and just kind of put my own twist on it. And, unless you're the name Richard Corbin or something like that, you're not going to get that opportunity unless you're doing it yourself. It just isn't going to happen. So, and now the majority of the things, not the majority, but a lot of the things that are popping up on Netflix, Amazon, and some of the other, streaming networks, a lot of these shows, you talk to people and they're like, well, that's a comic book. Well, it was a comic book. That was a comic book. That was a comic book. It's like, holy, every other show is a comic book. Now, some are better than others. Don't get me wrong, but some are very surprising. Like the battle nun. What was? I forget what that was.
Warrior Nun. Yes,
Warrior Nun. Yeah, we actually really enjoyed that. We thought it was kind of fun, but they had a really good selection in the casting, and Brandy and I really enjoyed it.
That was great. I can't wait for the second season.
I know, yeah, because they greenlit it, thank God, because when they did the end of the first season, they didn't know they were going to have a second. And I'm like, you sons of bitches, you ended like that?
Yeah.
But that's how the book ended, because I had to go out and find the book. I'm like, I'm going to read the book. I don't want to wait. I want to figure out what happens. Nope, that's what they did in the book too. So, and then I'm like, well, season 2 is going to come out, so I'm not going to read everything because I don't want it to get ruined. But yeah, things like that, and obviously the bigger ones, Lock and Key, things like that are going to be, huge. I mean, Neil Gaiman and doing all his stuff now on Netflix.
Yeah.
Joe
That's
Hill,
exciting though that he's finally allowing that to happen. Yeah.
So you can have Sandman and Lock and Key on Netflix, and now in the comics they're crossing those two over. So, I mean, the endless opportunities and possibilities, and again, that's all up my alley with the creepy and everything else. So I love seeing that kind of stuff. But
we got those two on Netflix. You got Umbrella Academy thrown in there,
right?
And then I just saw the other day. You flip over to Amazon Prime. They just started shooting the new season for The Boys. So we've got, just some great stuff out there, comic book stuff. But then, like I said, there's all these ones that pop up that's like, oh, that was a comic. I never heard of that, and and things like that. And then there's some that people don't even realize that came out. And if you go back and find, it was on ABC Family originally. The Middleman, great 1 season show. I enjoyed it a lot, and come find out, it's based on a graphic novel. Go back and read the graphic novels, and they're a blast. And they actually followed a lot of the actual stories. It was an independent published book.
Yeah.
So. And then even just movies, it's fun to tell people. They go, "Oh yeah, I love comic book movies." I was like, "Did you ever see The Road to Perdition?" They're like, "Oh, that wasn't a comic book." I was like, "Yes, it was." That Tom Hanks movie was.
Yeah, that's one of the most famous in history of violence, which was a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
And the guy, what was the one TV series that no one knew? Oh, I'm blanking now. There's been so many of them. Oh, the one that was I'm Not Okay with This World, or it had the girl from It. She was in it, and basically she had like Carrie-like powers, and her friend the entire time's like, "You got superpowers." She's like, "No," and he catches her. "You have superpowers." She's like, "No." He's like, "You need to find a mentor. That's what happens before the evil, comes and finds you and tries to turn you to the dark side." She's like, "Shut up," and that's exactly what happens, But. And that did get picked up for a second season, which kind of bummed me out. but you and I know that artist. As when I
Yeah.
looked him up, and I'm like, I don't know if I ever looked at his artwork. I looked at the book. It's a self-published book.
Mhm.
And as soon as I saw the picture of the artist, I'm like, I know him. I remember always seeing him in Ohio at conventions. He's from Pennsylvania somewhere. So I'm like, so he's just that random guy that had a good story, and it got turned into
he was in the right place, at the right time. I mean, we hear about this stuff from Comic-Con all the time, international, but even just some of the other cons, someone's walking through and going, "Hey, that's pretty cool." They pick up an issue, and next thing you know, they're contacted by a producer saying, "We want to turn this into something." And that's what we talk about today with Kickstarters and getting back in the shows. Is as we're getting more creative stuff out there, is getting it exposed to people that we normally wouldn't, and that's where this Kickstarter has been great. So many people.
Right.
You can find it without ever going to a convention. And if you're a comic fan, I'm on Kickstarter a couple times a week, just flipping through and seeing what's out there and see if there's something new that strikes. And I've probably supported at least 10 this past year, just because more stuff came out that was really good and really enjoyed it. So
I always say I go on Kickstarter and I get down the rabbit hole and I buy stuff and I completely forget about it. It shows up. I'm like, oh, thanks, Past Kevin. Actually, I got something today.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I did. I got. Oh, yeah, the Bond figure that has.
Is that the autographed one?
It's autographed. It's the artist edition, so it's black and white. The art, the figures in black and white. I
saw Gary from Monroe Comic Convention. He had posted an unboxing of his.
It's beautiful. So, and I mean, it really, I can't believe I went back and like, oh God, I can't remember when I bought it, but I'm like, I saw it and he had the artist edition that's black and white. I'm like, it's so cool. And you get a limited copy of Spawn #1, and it'll be black and white. So, because it's the black and white artist. And I'm like, that's cool. And the figure was awesome. You got all the extras, and it kept going through the roof, so they kept throwing extra stuff. There's so many spare things in there. It's not even funny. It's crazy. The cape's like a mile long. It's just absolutely insane. And I went back and looked. I'm like, God, how much did I pay for that thing? It was $45.
Jeez, that's nothing.
$45. And I'm like,
let me see if I got it here. I've got some stuff moved around. So yeah. I spent that on this guy.
Yeah.
Actually, he was more. He was $50, and he's cool. I mean, it's from the Mandalorian.
Nice.
But,
yes,
and it's selling for over $100 now because they're not made anymore. But
these. I looked on eBay real quick. I'm like, I wonder what these are going for. The figures are going for like $250 a pop.
Nice.
And I'm like, 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I had to pop it up. We got $27.39. Hey. It's your last chance. Jump on. Get the book.
That's it. It's speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, you'll have to wait to see us at a convention and pay top dollar.
I know, right? Yeah, the Kickstarters, we said it before on the podcast. It's been such a great avenue to replace Comic Cons for us, and I've got to meet lots of creators the same way we would at a show. I've met through this 4 or 5 different creators. One from the UK. He said, "Hey, I saw your book. Would you like to cross promote? I love Poe." And I look at his book. I'm like, "This is friggin' awesome." It's like Harry Potter, except instead of magic and warlocks and stuff, it's angels and demons. And I'm like, I love that idea. And the art's great. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. He said the same thing. I'm like, okay, so now, I'm so excited to get his book because I want to check it out. I met a fellow artist from Fort Wayne. He's 30 miles down the road. I didn't know who he was. Great book. So, I mean, we get to meet, same as a convention. We're meeting other artists. Mm-hmm. And the difference is, like I said, guys in UK or in California. So Kickstarter has been a great avenue, not only to connect with the fans that has been sorely missed over the last year, but also with other creators that compare some ideas. And I love talking to other creators at the shows and to see what they're doing, check people's work out, and and just to be able to compare notes. I mean, it is a business. And everyone's in competition with each other, but it's a little bit of a friendly competition. So It's always great to see artists.
That's what I've always done. People talk about it's a competition. I've seen some people that try to be hardcore about it at shows, and they usually don't last. But all of a sudden, yeah, we're all trying to sell everybody our book and stuff like that. But I've always been one that when I look at the competition at shows or even on Kickstarter, it's like, hey, if you don't like my stuff, let me tell you about 10 other people that have some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Someone asks for something I don't have. I'm like, no, but blah 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 over there has this, or I don't know how many times I send people over to Terry Huddleston's.
I'm looking for this obscure character, Terry.
Yeah.
What's funny is how people go, yeah, I've already been there and I got that. I need something different.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, oh well, So, yeah, it's a great environment. It's a little bit of a con family. I mean, we really do have a small collection of close friends from cons, and then you have like your cousins and your third cousins and the fourth cousins, and build it.
We're down to look at that 50 seconds. It's almost time.
We're in the red.
Yep, 45 seconds. You can still do it. Still get in there real quick.
Hurry up, quick! Run in.
Just click something. Click anything.
Buy it all. Now, this is always exciting to see it because then you get the fireworks at the end. It's a very quiet and silent way to say we made it.
20 seconds. It's almost like the New Year's Eve countdown.
I know, right? We need the ball to drop. Boom.
All right, 10 seconds, and this thing's funded, guys. We're excited about it. But I just get this in everybody's hands and enjoy it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Funded!
Fireworks! Confetti! Oh, it's confetti. But yes! We are funded! Look at that. Woo! Fantastic. And then my phone starts going off. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Yeah. I'm so happy.
76 backers, $2,739. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for supporting this great book. And if you missed out, I'm sure during the Crimson Shadows, we're going to have add-ons for other books within the Bardstone library. So definitely be able to do that. So
yes. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have some of the collections and some of the add-ons and opportunities. I just have to say thank you to everybody. It's been such a fantastic, fun voyage. And looking forward to doing the next book. And again, there's so many people have been, this is my 6th or 7th book, I think 6. But so many people have, always bought my books and really supported. And, I really couldn't do all this without people like you. So thank you guys very much. I know a lot of people say that, but I truly, really, really appreciate what the fans and colleagues and everyone else have done to help make this a possibility. So it's great. It feels great. And I can't wait to work on the next book and get that out there for you guys. This will be at the printer literally tomorrow. So, I should have proofs in the mail within a week or two at the tops, as long as everything looks good. I think everything I had, I promised May. I think I promised May for everything sometime, and that should be very easily hit. So, definitely looking forward to getting the books in everyone's hands, and I really appreciate it. So thank you all very much.
Awesome. It's been a great run. Definitely looking forward to the next one here. So Poe Macabre 3, before we sign off here, is you're going to have that one's primarily going to be the Red Death story, correct?
Yeah, Mask of the Red Death is going to take a huge chunk of that book because the more and more I wrote it and the more I added, the longer it got. So issue 3 is probably going to be, it's probably 3/4 just Mask of the Red Death because I'm having so much fun with it. And then I'm trying to tweak a few little things. So I'll have a couple of other short stories in there. But Mask of the Red Death is going to be the big one. And I really like, I think everyone's going to really enjoy my take on that. I try to put a real complete different spin on it. But my only clue will be everyone that knows me knows I'm a big Vincent Price fan. So watch The Mask of the Red Death by Vincent Price, but think more modern, and you might have a pretty good clue of what I'm going for. So it should be pretty fun.
Very cool. So any oh wait, we got someone joining. There's Scott. Scott's in. Hey,
Mr. Sambo. I recognize that painting. I know where you are.
How are you?
Fantastic, man.
Great.
We just reached the goal.
Oh, the 3,000?
Yep.
Yeah. No. It ended at 7.
It ended at 7.
It ended at 7. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was ending at 8.
Oh no, but the confetti just fell. You missed the confetti.
I thought that was for me.
No, but about 76 packers, was it?
76 packers, $2,739.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Here, I just found it. Nice.
we go.
Very good.
Yeah. Did really well. I'm really excited about it.
Another
really
successful Bardstone project.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're looking forward. We were talking about Crimson Shadows coming up April 7th. And
Do you have the flyers there?
What's that?
You have the flyers there that you can hold up?
Yep, I showed that earlier.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Looking forward to that. April 7th. They turned out really nice, too. They're really good flyers. And then got the schedule in the back there.
Look at that.
Yep. And I got some lovely Bardstone stickers for all the packages. I'm really happy about that. So every package will have some nice Bardstone logo on it. And I even got my fun Poe vinyl stickers. These turned out really, really nice, actually. So
that's awesome.
Some fun things for the future Kickstarters.
Yeah. So another successfully funded Bardstone project, and for the guys who backed, it's all done. It's just the printed copies have to come in, then they ship.
Yeah, I actually mentioned it went to the printer today, so
nice.
I got everything finalized today, so I should have proofs in a week or two at the most. So really looking forward to that. That was easy. Working with Ready's it's pretty simplistic. After all this time, they make it really easy for us. So I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to see what the printed copies look like. And I think everything I had May as the promise date should easily hit May. Probably will start shipping late April. So under promise, over deliver. If from the end of the Kickstarter to you having the book in your hands, a max of 2 months, that's
good.
Really, happy about that. So.
And we have a similar goal for Crimson Shadows 2. We're working feverishly to get that done. Progress is great on it right now. So it will be the same thing. So if you guys are watching and you backed any of our previous projects, Poe's going to come through really quick here, Poe 2, and then we got Crimson Shadows 2 that'll follow in the same footsteps.
Yeah. Like I said, I have 2 more pages left to ink, I believe. I got a little bit done today. Took a little bit of time off to do the cover. I saw Shara's first 10 pages that were flatted, and I was commenting to Brett, just in the flats, it looks awesome.
Just I'm like, I don't need to finish it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm really excited, and the first 10 pages are all in one spot. That was a real pain to ink with all the weird stuff, but the colors look great with it, so I can't wait to see the finishes. And it's such a great mood, and just with the simplistic, it seems so simplistic, but it's such a big part of the coloring process. Just by picking the right colors for the flats, really just makes everything pop. It's really remarkable what she does with just the flatting process. So looking forward to using her.
Yeah, so the flats are at least halfway done. She might have even gotten more done since I've been here. And then The covers, 4 of the 5 covers are now done, with the 5th cover being at least half done, I would say. So that's looking really nice. So yeah, things are going well.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Really
you guys had a great show today on Odd Musings. I got to tune in for a little brief moment.
Yeah, after some technical difficulties on my part, my internet was acting up this morning, so trying to get everything connected. But Sean joined us for pretty much the whole show. Actually, for the whole show, I thought he was going to be on for about 15 minutes, and he said, "I can hang out." And it was great.
Well, Sean's got such great insight too, because he's also very seasoned at doing Kickstarters. Yeah, so I'm glad you're able to get him, Brett, to come on.
Yeah,
go ahead. We roped them into a WandaVision conversation that ended up going for a half hour, but that was a lot of fun actually, because I mean, like you're right. Sean's an old school comic guy, so he researches and has that background. So it's fun to pick his brain on what he thinks is going to happen. So
yeah, very cool. Yeah, and so I also got to see WandaVision, so I'm looking forward to when I get back to be able to talk about that with Brett and all that.
Well, we'll have
right
to
now,
wait.
I'll
be
here
gone.
At the South Point.
Well, next week I won't be on next week.
That's right. You're taking an adventure.
Yeah, this is where I'll be.
Nice.
And I'm stuck here.
Yeah, you just take off work, fly on down. I got reservations at Finnegan's for lunch on St. Patrick's Day.
Well, hopefully your timing is better than mine. I am here in the driest, warmest part of the country, and right now it's rainy and wet and cold.
You know how it rains like 3 days a year in Las Vegas?
And I found them.
I've been there once when it rained, and it was friggin' terrifying. It's like, it's going to rain. I'm like, rain. And then like a friggin' typhoon comes in.
Right.
And everything's flooded. And I'm like, it only rained for like 40 minutes, and everything's flooded. People are floating down the river. Animals are dead. The friggin' cars are coming. I was like, it's fucking Armageddon. What the hell?
Yeah,
and then everyone's just like, odds what happens when it rains in Vegas. I'm like, what, mass chaos? What?
Yeah. So like tomorrow we were going to go out to the Grand Canyon, but it's supposed to snow, rain, and windy, and high of like 38. Like what? So then I'm like, well, let's go check out Death Valley. Nope, that's going to be also about 38 degrees and raining. Wow. I'm like, what? So you guys in Michigan will be warmer and drier than Death Valley.
Yeah, we're supposed to see 60 tomorrow.
I know, but when I get back, Michigan's temperatures plummet.
Yeah. There you go.
That's coming back. Drop the temperature.
But you enjoyed Red Rock? You got Red Rock.
Red Rock was great. Red Rock Canyon was great. Did that. It's funny. I found another canyon to hike today. Turned out it was in the same park. It was like, so, but we get out of the car and the winds were like 40 miles per hour or something, and it was crazy. We're like, nope, not going to go hike there. But yesterday we did about a little more than 3 miles. It was gorgeous out there. Pictures don't capture, like even the pictures I posted, you have to really look close. There's these little tiny dots. Yeah. And you look and you say, oh, wow, those are nice rocks. And you see these tiny dots like, oh, those are people on the rocks. Yeah. It's like you lose your sense of distance because everything is so big. But it's gorgeous. And but we had a good time hiking that.
Yeah, last year when we went and we stopped at all the stations driving around it, and we're watching, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, look at those little dots. Oh my God, they're falling. No, they're rappelling down the mountains and the sides of the cliffs. It's like, oh my God, that's crazy. How far away are they? They're like 5 miles away. That's like the next 8 stops.
That's even like here, staying at the South Point Hotel. It's so funny. It'll say 6 miles away, and I can see the hotel visually, and I'm 6 miles away. I'm like,
it's right there. What do you mean?
Everything, the scale is so big. Like, just walking from one hotel to the other, it was kind of interesting. We haven't had a chance to really walk the strip yet, but we went to the Luxor and Mandalay Bay, and just walking from one building to the next. It's like, oh, we're just going next door. But it's like a half-mile walk to get to the next building because they're so big. So it's been fun. Good time. I mean, we've been here since Monday, and we're only down about $30 each total when you look at all the gambling so far.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and we haven't been doing tons, but we've been doing well at roulette, so we've been getting into that again lately.
Nice.
So yeah, the roulette's fun.
Yeah. Well, if it's horrible weather tomorrow, see if you can go to the Mob Museum.
Well, that's the other thing. So far, the to-do list you guys gave me, we've been going through and hitting them all, and they've all been home runs that we did. Of course, Hash House a Go-Go, that's a must. And
now, was that your first? The Hash House, that was your first time at that location, right?
At that location. I agree. I like that one better than the Link location.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my second favorite next to San Diego.
Yes. Yep. I agree. That was wonderful. We met these two gentlemen who they are I don't know, they do something with rockets, and there was supposed to be some kind of launch in California, and it got delayed because of this weather. So they were on their way back to Utah, and we got to meet them, and they were really cool guys. Talking to them, but they were loving the Hash House a Go-Go too. Like, we were all amazed by the portions. So. Yeah, but that was Jill's first time ever eating at Hash House.
Happy. She looked very happy.
Definitely.
Well, she had that giant mound of chicken and waffles. I mean, it looked like not much was left.
She did pretty well. And I got the grilled meatloaf. I really love that.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm hoping to get out there one more time. It's just there's so many great places. It's like you got to go, spread it around. But hopefully, but the problem is, if I go to Hash House a Go-Go, I got to be able to go hiking afterwards or something, because there's so much food. But,
we eat that, and then we don't eat until dinner. I mean, that's our normal gig.
I am contemplating maybe doing the Link one, and then because since I'm there in the hotel, then just take the monorail and we stay on the Strip and walk the whole Strip and everything.
Yeah.
So I might do that. Don't know. And plus, then she'll get to see another location. Mm-hmm. So that's a possibility too. But the Mob Museum we still want to do the Neon. We did Rise and Shine this morning. That was really good.
Yeah, it's so different from Hash House a Go-Go, but just as good. It just it's amazing.
We got the waffles. The waffles were delicious there. So yeah, I definitely recommend a Rise and Shine restaurant.
I've never had the waffles.
Yeah, they were very good.
I always get the one steak omelet with the coffee rub steak. It's the one that Brandy turned me on to.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so good.
Everything, biscuits and gravy are so good there. I mean, just every little bit, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, and it's funny, the waitresses are wearing pajamas.
Yep.
And
there's another location that's out by Red Rock too. Okay. Rise and Shine. Actually, I think there's 3, but I've only been.
I think that's the one I ate at.
Oh, by Red Rock?
Yeah, because after I ate there, I found the canyon nearby. I'm like, oh, let's go hike this. Then we're pulling into the park. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been here before. We were just here yesterday.
Yeah, because the other Rise and Shine's like a mile from South Point.
Okay,
it's a mile away. Yeah, it's real close.
Okay, we went to the one by Red Rock.
Yeah, it was like an old Mexican restaurant, huge restaurant. It was big. Okay. Yeah, and then the other Rise and Shine's small. Tonight,
I'm meeting with our good friend Matthew Kaddish.
Nice.
So we'll be eating dinner with him and Jude, and at Slater's 50/50.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I've not eaten there before. So
get the Belching Beaver on tap, the peanut butter porter.
Okay, so that's where you guys went for that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and 2 things. They have a 24 karat gold burger.
Okay.
Which sounds like a gimmick, but it's a friggin' amazing. But there's also Porkapalooza. Now, Porkapalooza is all pork appetizer. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Like pork, you got pork and popcorn, candied bacon.
Yep.
God, I can't remember. Bacon jam with Brett. I mean, it's just insane. It's Death by Bacon. So
nice. We also want to do, we did bingo here at South Point. I haven't done that before.
Done that.
That was a lot of fun.
Good.
They're electronic tablets now, and it's like $50 to play. It's an hour long, and they get a ton of games in. And but you're playing with 80 cards at once. But you don't have to sit there and mark everything. The computer tracks it all, so it just reshuffles all your cards. So the ones that are have the least number of hits left to win get moved to the front, so you can just track the ones that have a chance. But that was a lot of fun. We didn't win anything, but you think when you're playing with 80 cards, you're just like, oh, I'm guaranteed. No, because everyone else is playing with we went in at the cheap level at 50. So you buy the $200 package, you have 8,000 cards you're playing with. So
we gotta get all of us there, and we go in together on the $200 one.
That's the catch, though. They force you. You're not allowed in the hall. So one tablet per person. So you have to buy it.
Well, that'd be fine. We'll just go in together. One person will go in for that hour, and we'll split the money afterwards.
There you go. I'm good with that.
While someone's doing bingo, the rest of us will go bowling.
Well, and I think we're going to hit bowling.
Bowling's a blast.
Bowling's a blast. Yep. So that's good. So probably do that. They got the movies here. What are your guys' thoughts on that movie with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland? The Chaos.
It looks interesting. Interesting, I think.
Yeah, that's the only potential one that's up there. I'm I don't know if I want to see it or not. But
I'm hearing good things about the was it Kaya and the Last Dragon? I'm hearing some good things about that.
Yeah, I heard that was really good.
That's the new animated Disney one.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta show you what I did buy out here. Hold on. Okay, now for me, these are amazing. We got the Pop-Tarts, but they're the apple. I have not been able to buy these in Michigan in ever. I grew up.
I've never seen apple Pop-Tarts.
I grew up out east, Massachusetts. I grew up on the apple ones, and I've not had them in the last 20 years. I've only had it one time, and it was a Comic-Con. It might have even been out here. I remember finding them one time, being oh my God, I didn't know they make these still. So, anyways, I bought these up. So they're good.
I know how I feel when we go places, and it's the only place I can get that beer.
Yeah, see, Kevin's love of beer. Mine is the apple pop.
Well, I've not seen the Simply Pop-Tarts yet. That must be something new.
Yeah, this is organic apple cinnamon. They don't put high fructose corn syrup in it, but it tastes the same. What's awesome about the apple is the white frosting is like double the thickness, I think, of normal frosting. I thought they stopped making them because there used to be a string of news stories of the apple Pop-Tarts catching fire. The apple would get so hot, the frosting would catch on fire. So I thought they banned them because of that. But anyways, I was so excited when I saw that. So
I'm trying to so they're using combustible apples. Got it. Okay.
No, the apples would get really hot and the frosting would catch on fire. That's probably why they had to switch to this organic. Some chemical in it was becoming
new flame retardant Pop-Tarts. You can have apple again. That's why it's so thick.
That's right. So.
Oh cool. Man, I'm glad you're having a good time out there, man. It's
Yep. Yeah, we're excited to see Matt. So that'll be. What time is it here? It's 4:22 here right now. Okay. So we're meeting him at 7. So we were gonna go downstairs, play a little roulette, and then head out to see him. That's
awesome,
the plan.
Man. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy the time. Even if the weather is just so. It's just go find a cool casino and hang out, and it's just fun to people watch and walk through the shops and get really bored. Walk through Caesars and walk through all the shops, and
that's my next step. The hard part is just When we did this before, see, the problem is Brett handles stuff a lot, so I don't know what I'm doing. The monorail, did we order tickets through the internet, or do you just pay for them when you get to it?
You can do either or.
I believe I ordered them online only because I got a discount using my AAA. But you can get them right there for the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can get them online and use a scan. Now I think you can get them online and have a barcode.
But that's if you only need them on that side. If you're on the MGM side, the one that goes between the ones there is free.
Oh, the MGM one is free?
Yeah, so like if you're going from Link, whatever the one that starts out towards that end, heading towards the other end, it's not the entire strip, but that one's free to go from the couple casinos that it covers. The one on the other side for like the Flamingo and that kind of loop one, that's the one you pay for.
Oh, okay. So
because we did that one from
the one that was from MGM to the Link, right?
Yeah, it depends on where you want to park and where you want to go from, and what do you want to walk. And so I go park at MGM and start that route, and then I would just. It's really not that bad to walk from even the MGM to the Link. It looks crazy, but that side's not terrible because we did it and we thought, wow, we're already back. So I would just park at the MGM and then walk down, and when you guys get exhausted or whatever, then start taking the monorail.
Yeah, it's just if it's going to be all rainy and cold and stuff, we might want to use the monorail to go between each one.
Yeah, I think it's only just a few of the casinos there on that side. It doesn't cover the Aria, so it stops before that. Whatever the casinos before that, of course, so it doesn't go all the way down to Caesars, doesn't go to Bellagio, so you still have to walk through those areas.
For Fremont, for the Fremont area, what would be your recommendation for where to park up there?
When you get up that way, the Cortez Casino there's parking right near that on the street there. It's open parking.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good place to go.
So I might go there and park. We'll hit Fremont, and then maybe I'll Uber over to the other section, go back and forth on monorail, Uber back to where I'm parked, and then just drive back from there. I just hate driving. That area is so crazy down there. I don't want to drive through.
Actually, I go park at the MGM and then Uber to Fremont.
Oh, okay. So park at the MGM.
Yeah.
That's right near the Luxor, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Across. Okay. Yeah, across. Yeah. Just take the back. If you from South Point, if you type in you want to go to the MGM parking lot, it'll take you the back way. You won't go anywhere close to the strip or the highway.
I know. I tried that already.
It didn't work?
I ended up in the Luxor parking, which is fine. So I know how to get there now. So I'll park there. I'll park at the Luxor because the tram goes through there. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Just get there and walk around, and who knows what you'll end up finding. We always find crazy stuff, and we enjoy it. So I'm glad you guys are having fun.
And congrats on Poe #2 making it another successful run.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got a split. We got money to win at roulette here. Everyone watching, April 7th, we'll be doing Crimson Shadows 2, so stay tuned for that. Yep. So I'm going to leave these two fine gentlemen to their own mayhem.
All right, man.
All right. We'll get wrapped up, Scott. We'll see you. I'll talk to you sometime after I get back, I guess.
Tell Matt we said hi, and ask the waitress to spank him again. That's my favorite Matt story.
Oh, no. All right. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.
All right. Have a good one. Well, hey, this is a lot of fun. I'm going to run the promo for Crimson Shadows 2. Kevin, hang on a minute. We'll talk after I go off the here.
Thanks,
See you guys later. Bye.